What is up, everybody? I'm here with JP. This is the Star Wars CCG graded update for March of 2026. Apologize for the minor delay. We both had some internet and weather-related issues, but we're here. And February was not that crazy of a month, JP, was it? We did have a little bit lower amount of sales, lower prices on sales compared to January, which was kind of burning and churning. This is a slowdown. But before we get into some of the meat and potatoes of all this, let's finish with the contest we had for February. JP, why don't you go through the whole rundown of it all?
You got it. It was a very low submission month. We're going to have those from time to time. These guys they're regulars, and we love your submissions, so we're going to call them out and recognize them. So there were just about one person for each category, which was smart. You guys are catching on, so we're going to get a little bit better at doing our competition. So in the unique group, Robert John submitted the Leia Reflections 2 PSA 8 and Luke Reflections 2 PSA 8. And don't forget, this was Japanese foil.
Yeah, really just ref 2, ref 3 cards.
Yeah, there's only very few, and probably not many people even have two of them. So it's understandable. Just a call out for Jeremy Christoffel too. He had the Luke Reflections 2, PSA 7, and Vader Saber Reflections 3, also PSA 7. Now I want you to see a pattern. There's something actually that's building with these four. So, but the winner it's Robert John. He got the winner of the unique. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So the top pair is Brian Emery. Now, he was the only one that submitted there. Now, I did say that Robert John had the Luke Reflections 2. Jeremy Christoffel also had Luke Reflections 2, but he also had the Vader Saber. And Brian Emery had Vader Saber from Reflections 3, PSA 9, Darth Vader Reflections 3, PSA 9. Now, remember that. This is top pair winner. Lowball, Matthew Macholi, he had Darth Vader Reflections 3, PSA 7, and Luke Reflections 2. So it made a perfect circle. So Robert John had the Luke, Jeremy had the Luke, but he also had the Vader Saber. Brian Emery had the Darth Vader and the Vader Saber, and Matthew had Darth Vader and Luke, which takes us back to the first one. So it was just a really cool circle, but low ball goes to Matthew Macholi, and good job, guys, and you made it fun for us to follow the pattern.
And for this month, of course, we have March is Japanese non-foils. Hopefully you guys have some. If you need some, hit me up. I got plenty for you.
Me too. I'll be submitting like crazy on this one.
But yeah, I'm hoping we get a little bit more participation for this month. Yep. Any final thoughts on the contest there? I think that was pretty much all, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to be putting out a poll too here pretty soon. You'll probably see the poll before you see the video. We're going to probably ask the group. We've got probably a big prize coming up soon, and we're going to ask you guys there something you want to see. We're going to throw out some ideas, and we're going to leave it open too for you to submit some ideas. So be looking for that, and there'll be some notification for that.
Yeah, we've had some generous prize support before, and they've been sitting around for the right reasons. And what better reason than May the 4th and
exactly we'll make it
and all that, right? So yeah, stay tuned for that and participate in the polls. You had another update for the group as well, right? With
super quick. Still we're still having solid group growth. Again, it's just kind of like between 5 and 10 every month, and there's like 5 people that they need to be approved in, and other people just follow the rules and answer the questions and they get in. But there has been way more growth than there has been people leaving or not participating. So I still like how healthy it is, and new folks are coming in asking a couple of questions. It was another good month of no riffraff. So that's kind of how I measure. Yeah, that's kind of how I measure it. Is kind of the headaches and kind of the other non-fun stuff that admins have to deal with. That we don't really tell everybody all the stuff behind the scenes. But it's been a good month of no riffraff, which is perfect when you have a community and a group that they all work well together, and there's nobody in there to cause any trouble or try to scam you. That makes for a good month. So So those two good updates. Now for the last couple are going to be interesting. I'll probably be putting a post out as well on the last one, but we've been having a lot of chats lately in kind of our group expert admin side chats, and we've been discovering that since some of the changes and updates that some of the grading services have, particularly PSA, we've been seeing a lower across the board, lower grade scores than normal. And we're trying to see when was the last time anybody received even a 10 with Star Wars CCG cards. So we're finding that, even not just Star Wars CCG collectors, but sports card collectors too are saying in general, the grading services have been becoming a lot more difficult. They're cracking down on centering and surface and what they consider nice corners. And so it's going to be a bigger topic. We're probably going to be talking more about this. So is there anything you'd like to add or
well, it definitely makes me nervous. I have a big Japanese Premier return, 54 cards that is in QA. It's been sitting in QA for a while because I guess they found an extra card in there. I don't recall putting an extra card in there, but I don't know for whatever reason it's been held back. And I submitted that lot at the end of October. So I was really anticipating getting that back in January. Because they say 2 months, but it's not really 2 months. It's more like 3.5, right? And that order did not have like a higher value order like with it, which was one of the recommendations I think somebody had made more recently, that if you put like an express or like a value order, like they're going to process all of them at least into research and ID and get them out of the warehouse dustbin or whatever, the pallets of boxes they receive, which is really smart. So I definitely do that moving forward. But I have another one recently come back. I just recorded yesterday. I haven't dropped it yet. I will share the return. It was I had submitted 24 cards and I only needed like a few of them, but like half of them came back. It's like 5s, 6s, and 7s. The other half, mostly 9s, some 8s, but no 10s for that. So that was kind of rough. But I'm really, really nervous about this extra return, this next return that in short order will be out of QA. And a lot of these are duplicates for me that I was hoping to upgrade. So I might be stuck with like a whole bunch of either duplicates or less than worthless ones if they're getting punished at this same degree, because I was operating under the understanding last year of kind of where the grading standards were. And I had a pretty good idea of like what's going to probably be like 8, 9, 10. Right. And I was pretty close with that, but now I'm starting to second guess myself. And with all these, AI tools, like we talked about in the last one, the Cardly AI and stuff, I thought it was really conservative, but now I'm starting to wonder if it's just using updated grading standards that are just more meticulous and harsher on the cards. And I'm not scanning any 10s on my pack fresh, box fresh, whatever the heck you want to call it. Cards that I believe, are very good looking. And I do have magnifying glass, and I do have, the blue light, all that other nonsense, right? But it does make me kind of anxious and disheartening a little bit, because I feel like they just changed it, and there's no recognition on the slab itself that this is like, modern standards or whatever. I mean, these cards are from the 90s, right? Like 30 years ago, they should be graded to different standards. And I don't know if they're unjustly or unfairly grading them as similar to a modern card. I don't know, but even modern cards, like if that's changing for them too. I mean, you spoke a little bit about sports cards and stuff like offline beforehand of how even they're feeling that squeeze. I think it's just one more reason why people are just like getting kind of fed up with PSA. The fact that they're raising the prices and they're kind of screwing you on the back end by changing it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just really like annoying and uncomfortable. Like I want to finish the registry set, but it's just really discouraging. Like part of me just wants to finish filling in all my holes and then just be like, whatever, screw it.
Right.
If I'm done, I'm done. Like until they stop messing around. Because at $25 a slab for a card that costs 99 cents, and if it gets anything less than a 10 is like worth less than what I bothered with all of that, it's really hard to swallow that pill. I mean, we've come a long way. If you remember 2 years, 3 years ago, where cards were getting on sale like $14 a card, $12 a card. Now we're more than double that, like more than double. Part of me was just like, well, dang, I wish I hit the lotto back then, submitted everything I needed, and then been like, done. Not only for the grading standards, but for the freaking pricing too. And the turnaround time is outlandish on top of it, ever since the whole GameStop thing. So between the monopolies, the bad press, the longer turnaround times, the high prices, the lack of communication for like the registry set updates. I mean, God forbid, like we submit a request over a year ago and they can't bother to put in a few cards that we've already given them the lists for. Like literally log me in to PSA building. I'll do it on your computer for you and leave. Like I don't see what the freaking headache is. It's just awful. I haven't had this experience with Beckett. At least I've had like a customer service rep or somebody like you can work with directly. It feels a little bit more personalized. Granted, who knows now that they're under PSA? Like, is that a good thing? No.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm really like at a loss as to where to go from here. So
yep. You're giving me flashbacks from Nam with Cam and I. We shared the same Beckett account manager. We called him Beckett Allen. And we both have our own horror stories with that too. So
it's not perfect, but
there's a lot more discussion to be had about this. And everyone's got their own views and their own experiences too. So we may be putting out a post. I just want to kind of see and get a feel from the group and the members that has anybody been getting any 10s back or some of your highest grades? Are you expecting better? Did they come back better than you expected? Because I'm the kind of submitter that I write down what I expect the grades to be. And I'm always shooting for 9s and 10s, but I'm like, it's the only one I've got. I know it's going to come back an 8 or a 6, and I'm usually right on the money. But I'm going to really kind of focus, maybe send some really good ones out and say, these are definitely 9s or 10s, and see what they come back. See if we can get a 10. So we'll challenge each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I did get my not this most recent order that I haven't yet dropped yet, that I will like in a hot second, but the order before that I did get February 2nd is when I got a return back, or when they finished it and then they shipped it to me. I did manage to get 3 10s on Japanese Premier cards.
Yeah, but see, one, your Japanese cards are going to be higher quality than the standard American versions. 2, you probably sent it in either during the transition or prior to them making this policy change of going to a more stricter.
Well, I submitted it. They got it September 12th. So
yeah, that's about the transition time.
So that was the last 3 10s I received.
You may have gotten the very last 10s of any Star Wars CCG card. So
I'm just annoyed because, again, like I did that small order and then like a couple weeks later submitted the larger order, but that one is still in QHX. So like in theory, like I might have been able to squeeze by on those bigger ones. So I don't know. Maybe.
Yep. We'll see. I got 2 orders out, one in December. I know they're after the transition, and who knows when I'm getting them back. So I'll try to report what I can on those. Wrap up updates to my final discussion point, and this will probably be where the notifications are going to go out, is that I've been getting a few members that have reached out to me about their posts getting hung up for approval, and I apologize for that. That's really kind of on me, but it's kind of buried in some of the admin management tools, and it's just to approve posts. For some reason, there's some kind of evaluation or verification that runs through their logic and says this person seems to be posting too much, or it just looks scammy in nature. And I'm gonna, if you're a regular member and you post regularly, and I pretty much know who's in this group, I'm going to start pre-approving all your posts so that you don't run into this. And I apologize that it's been such a headache, because you guys want a timely post to go out, then you get notification that it's pending approval, and I hate that for you. So I wish it was a better tool, and I'm just going to do them on one-to-one basis as I come across them. I'm just going to start pre-approving them. If you get hung up in there, it's almost a guarantee that you'll never get hung up in there again. If I catch you in there, you'll be pre-approved for all future posts. So I'll put a note out too. You'll probably get the note before you watch this video.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. I think we're good enough as a community to police ourselves, and we're active enough that any riffraff will get caught pretty quickly.
Yeah, where we catch it, where we monitor it, and we police ourselves too. I get so many people that write and said, "Have you seen this post?" And I'll take a look and go, "Well, it's okay. It's just Kyle. Don't worry about him. He's pretty safe." So
Yeah, right. Well, I don't have any show updates, and I don't think you do as well. It's been kind of
zero.
quiet for the moment, but I did want to call out some interesting sales of February. Just a few of these before we kind of close up all this. So February did have a few 3 triple-digit sales. We had Boba Fett with Blaster Rifle Foil PSA 9 sell for $200. We had a PSA 7 Darth Maul Young Apprentice AI PSA 7 sell for $340. We did have a Jabba the Hutt Foil Reflections PSA 9 sell for $102.50. We had a Boba Fett Cloud City Tag 9 sell for $200.
Nice.
Which is kind of interesting, right? Tag sneaking in there. We had a Grand Moff Tarkin Reflections PSA 10 sell for $449.99. Princess Leia Organa Reflections PSA 9 $149.50. I don't know if you're seeing a trend here. Boba Fett Autographed Cloud City PSA 8 Auto 10 $150. That was a Jeremy Bollock auto, which is pretty awesome. Maul Sith Infiltrator AI Coruscant PSA 9 $139. I think that's pretty high too. But those were the main call outs. There were some sales of some CGC slabs that sold for 69 cents. So if people aren't putting in their eBay search CGC Star Wars CCG, you are missing out, my friend, on some less than $1 deals. So the penny store is live and well. For those of you who are saying, "Oh, it's too expensive," no, it's not. Somebody spent a lot of money and lost a lot of money on that.
Yep, agreed.
Power to the collector on that. If you have some CGC slabs that you do not love and value as much as they deserve, feel free to submit them to me so we can add them to the contest prize pool, and people can get a chance to see them for themselves, if nothing other than to test kind of the feel, the look, the quality, and sit in their room and stare at it for a while, see if they really love it or not, show it to their friends, talk about it. It's all good stuff. So anyways, that's it for this one. Appreciate everything you do, JP. And again, go onto the site once JP drops these polls. We want some input as to what you'd like to see on upcoming contests, especially for this bigger one, to keep things interesting, since we have some very good prize support for that stuff. So thanks, JP.
Thanks a lot, Kyle.